Hello there, this is Tessa from Digital Camera World Today, and today I will be reviewing the new introduced bottom of its SLT lineup, the Sony A58 camera. It replaces not one but two cameras, the A37 and the A57, in an attempt to simplify the beginner range of alpha cameras. The A58 is a DSLT. The T stands for translucent and refers to the fixed mirror inside the camera. Unlike regular DSLRs, light travels through the mirror rather than flipping it out of the way. This means that the camera can offer faster frame rates and quicker autofocus in live view, which the camera is always shooting in, and in video mode. The A58 is quite heavy and big in its body, with its large grip and rubberized coating helping shooting one-handed. On the top of the camera you can see a mode dial for switching between the various shooting modes on offer, including fully automatic, fully manual, as you can see here, fully manual, and semi-automatic options such as aperture, as you can see there, and shutter priority, which is the S. There are also quite a few other options found in this mode dial, including scene mode, and sweep panorama and picture effects. Now moving on to the buttons on the back of the camera. Here, these buttons. They are well laid out with easy access to almost everything with your right thumb. Only the main menu button is more inaccessible, but with the quick function menu with this button you should find that you don't need to go into the full menu very often. You can access all the most commonly used settings, including white balance, drive mode and picture effects via this function button. It's also here that you'll find auto object framing, a new feature for the Alpha series, which automatically crops your images in a way in which the camera thinks is a better composition. At the top of the camera there is the zoom button, as you can see here. This is used to activate Sony's clear zoom function. As there's not a traditional mirror in the camera, the A58 uses an electronic viewfinder rather than an optical viewfinder. Some people don't like electronic viewfinders, but there are some distinct advantages. The ability to see any changes you make in live time via the viewfinder is useful, as is the captured image popping up to help you know whether or not you've nailed the shots or not. This sensor here automatically switches to the viewfinder and switches off the LED screen when the camera is lifted to the eye. So, here we go, I've turned the camera on, and basically when you go near it, it turns off, goes back on. So I'll take a picture to show you a picture with that. Quite a nice photo, actually. It's not very clear to see at the moment, but yeah. And so when you lift it to the eye, the sensor automatically switches to the viewfinder and switches off the LED screen when the camera is lifted to the eye, as you saw. When you go like, turns off. So yeah, the screen on the front does tilt up and down to make it easier when shooting from some strange awkward positions, as you can see. in landscape format only. It's not as much help when shooting in portrait format though, because yeah, it's just mainly more helpful when you are shooting in landscape mode, which is exactly what I'm doing right now because I am in a garden. And also, the screen is quite a low resolution screen, but it doesn't suffer too badly from glare or reflection, with the ability to tilt the screen helping if the sun is very strong. I'll show you again. To tilt the screen, go like this, and like this. Once again, Sony has decided not to incorporate a touchscreen on its entry-level model. One of the problems with the translucent mirror is that less light is able to get into the sensor, sometimes meaning that the lens hunts around to find something to focus on, especially in lower light conditions. The A58 kit lens has quite a noisy focus mechanism, so this can be a little distracting in certain situations, as you can see here. So when you turn it on to autofocus, as you can hear, it makes a lot of noises trying to get focus. It makes that kind of noise. And the Sony Alpha camera has impressed us before with their excellent image quality, and the A58 is no different. Generally, it produces very detailed shots with good colour and exposure. Also, finally, Sony has included the 13 to 55mm kit lens as standard with the Alpha 58, which covers an equivalent focal length of 27.82.5mm in 35mm terms. So, I will just show you briefly the Sony A58, the entire camera now. And as per usual, there is a slot for the SD card which you will use, and you just do that. And when you want to put it back in, so for example, when I'm putting it in, you just slide it in, press it in, and then it's in. There we go. And when you want to take an image, and then you want the flash, this usually pops up to when you have the flash on. As you can see, that's where the flash comes from. And yeah, and this also, obviously this is very obvious, but you can adjust this. So if you want to zoom in and out, basically you just move that around and basically it does that for you. And also, there is an option to put a microphone in, put some earphones in, and a microphone, as you can see, and it plugs a cable in there. But yeah, overall, this camera is a very good camera which produces very clear, nice images in colour and with good exposure, and also with a rubber grip so that you don't lose control and you don't drop the camera. And also, obviously, there's a neck thing, so when you are taking images, you will not drop the camera, And also there is an option at the bottom, as you can see here. There is a hole here, and basically you can attach this to a tripod. So if you want to take images which are very still with no blurriness whatsoever, or if you want to film with this camera with no blurriness or shakiness or anything, basically you can attach this to a tripod and then take your image or record, and basically it stays as still as possible. And the only bad thing that I would say after using this is that as I've already mentioned, the focus has some issues sometimes. So sometimes it tries to find focus, which is quite annoying. It can't just stick on one thing. And yeah, but there is the option to adjust this. So here you can either have autofocus or manual focus. And so the autofocus is the one where it will try and search for something to focus on and make lots of noises. So that's the one which is quite annoying. But then when you adjust it to manual focus, you personally get to adjust the focus to where you want the focus to be on, which is a good thing, and you won't have the problem with the camera trying to find focus. And yeah, there's also an option if you want to shoot in manual mode or automatic mode, just generally for the filming and taking images. So you can adjust this. This is for the camera itself, the whole camera. So if you want it on autofocus, that's autofocus, then manual focus is there. Yeah, and also you can take this lens off, which is very obvious, as you can see. That's if I can do it. So basically you just hold this in and basically twist it, and then it's off. And then to put it back on, you find this orange dot, and then you find the orange dot on here too. So as you can see, it's there, and then you match it up so that it fits on there. And there we go, it fits back on again. So yeah, that's it for this review. Thank you for watching. Click subscribe to stay tuned for more reviews to come. Bye!